This conference will now be recorded.
As we all know, our we covered various topics in our today's session. So before starting today's topics, I just want to recall everyone yesterday topics. So what we will cover, we were covered. So in yesterday's session we covered how to create masters like account ledgers, item masters, material centers, these kind of masters, and what is the requirement to create these masters. Now, after the learning creation of masters, we were covered or learned how to add sales transactions, purchase transactions in Busy, how to add payment and receipt entries in Busy, and what is the concept and what is the uses of stock transfer and stock journal voucher in Busy. So let's start today's session. So in today's session, we covered first of all, our topic is bill of material means manufacturing process. What is manufacturing process and what is the concept of bill of material? So bill of material stands for BOM, and to generate BOM, to create BOM, we need to go on administration menu, masters, and add configurations, feature and options, inventory. So on the left side panel, there is an option enable manufacturing features. You have to enable manufacturing features first, then save it, then go on administration masters and go on a bill of material. How to add bill of material? Let's see. Uh, Click on add. Name of bill of material. Name of bill of material. Before the adding bill of material, we need to understand the concept of bill of material and what is the uses of bill of material. So if we say we need to a production process in Busy, we need to production process in Busy. How to we maintain production in Busy? Uh, See, production process in actual practical life, there is a two type of production process. One is a fixed production process, and other is a variable production process. In a fixed production process, there is a provision, there is a formula, or there is a consolidate of raw material. In that, we need to define all the raw materials and respective quantities to generate a finished product. Okay, but when we say at the time of production, more of time our raw materials are variable, quantity is variable. So in that case, we don't recommend or we don't suggest to use bill of material. I your production process is if your production process is fixed, your raw material component is fixed, your quantity of raw material is fixed, then you can use bill of material. So first, let's see. I need to generate a computer, so I give it a name, computer. Okay, like there is already a created, as you see, bill of material name is computer. Next field is item to produce. What is the item we get by this bill of material? I say I need a computer. How much quantity? I said one. Unit of finished computer. I said unit. Expenses per unit means how much expenses incurred to assemble a single computer. To assemble a single computer. So I said 1200 rupees per computer. Okay. Next we have to move on grid, that is raw material consumed. There is we have to define raw materials, multiple raw materials, which is used in creation of computer. So I said there is using one cabinet, one hard disk, one motherboard, one keyboard. So all the required quantities or components I am fixed here. And in the meantime, if there is any wastage or scrap process, so you can use your byproduct generated window also. You can use byproduct generated window also. In that you can define your scrap item or your wastage item. Like you said, finish. That is your wastage item. I said when I generate a finished computer, when I generate a single unit of a finished computer, in the process of computer generation, there is a wastage also, that is two pieces. Two pieces. So you can also manage your wastage in busy. Otherwise, just skip it. So how to set a bill of material? First, you need to define bill of material name. Second, you need to select a finished product which is generated by this bill of material, and quantity, how much quantity you want to generate by using the bill of material. I said minimum quantity is 1, and expenses per unit. Expenses per unit to generate one computer quantity. I said 1200. And last you have to define your all raw material components and quantity to generate one piece of computer. So that is a formula, or that is a combination of all raw material to generate a single quantity of computer. So I just say saved it, quit, masters. Now where we have to go? We need to go transactions menu, and there is a voucher you can able to see, that is production voucher. Which voucher? Production voucher. So just entered it and select your series, your production date, and there is a list of your all bill of materials. Now you have to select your bill of material, means which of the item you want to generate by using the bill of material. I said I want to generate computer. Okay, select computer bill of material. How much quantity do you want to generate? I said, sir, I have received an order for 10 computers. Okay, so I said 10 quantity I want to generate, and expenses per unit, which is I already defined in bill of material, 1200 rupees per unit. Let me proceed. So just press OK, and now you can see there is a two windows. One is item generated and other is item consumed. In item generated, there is a product name computer and quantity 10 pieces, and that is your price. That is your cost price only. 1200 per piece is a cost price. Item consumed, the all the items which we fixed in bill of material are calculated automatically in respect of finished product. It means cabinet 10 pieces, hard disk 10 pieces, motherboard 10 pieces. So that is item consumed. So all the raw materials will be will be decreased from your stock, and the computer finished product will be will be increased in your stock for further sale process. Now the question is, there is no any costing showing for cabinet, for hard disk, for motherboard. So if you want to add, there is a costing, there is a purchase value, so you need to add purchase for that. you need to add purchase for that. So you have to go on purchase voucher, because as we know in production process, first we need to purchase or buy raw material. So I'm just add a purchase transaction from Busy Infotech. All the raw materials I entered for purchase. What is the purchase price? Cabinet is, let's suppose, 2,700. Hard disk is 4,250 rupees per piece. Motherboard 6,600. Keyboard 400. Mouse 225 per piece. RAM 2,200 per piece. And what about a screen? Screen is 4,500. So as you see, first we need to add purchase for all of raw materials, then save. Okay. Now we need to go on again on production voucher, define date of production, select bill of material, need to define quantity which we want to generate through this bill of material. I said 10 quantity. Now as you see, after adding purchase voucher, all the products will take up their purchase value from purchase voucher. Like cabinet I purchased 2,700, hard disk purchased 4,250 rupees. So that is all your costing part. And you also can check that total of your costing all raw materials now is 2,08,750. How much? 2,08,750. And what is the cost of your finished product? What is the cost of your finished product? It's showing 2,20,750. So why is there is showing difference? The question is why there is showing difference. So as you all know, when we select bill of material, we defined here 1,200 rupees per unit expenses. 1,200 rupees per unit expenses. So 1,200 into 10, that means 12,000 rupees for your assembling charges, for your assembling or for your labor charges, which will be automatically added in your finished product costing. That's why it's showing 2,20,750 rupees. So now the all the raw materials less stock from current stock and generated 10 pieces of finished product. Let me show you. Just save it this voucher, and now we are going to check our stock report. So for the reporting purpose, why we say Busy is very user friendly, Busy is very beautiful, because of all the required reports, either it's taxation related, either it's a final result related, either it's stock related, all the reports are contained under the one single menu, one single tab, that is display menu. So you can say that display menu, all the reports is presented there, and transaction menu is for all types of transactions, all types of transactions only. So we need to see report of stock. So we have to go on stock report alphabetically, balance only. In which material center you want to check your stock? I said I've purchased entered in main store, so I want to see in main store. I select one MC. You want to see all item or either group of item or either one of item, any single? I said all items. I need to check all items stock. I said main store. You want to see value of your stock? I said yes, I want to see value of stock, definitely. So you just check it. Just ignore computer because it's a finished product. Just ignore computer. Otherwise you can able to see that all the raw materials are present here. So, but we entered 20 pieces of in purchased, okay, and 10 pieces using when we generate computer, when we assemble computer. So what will be the remaining balance? The remaining balance is 10 pieces. Again, I am purchased 20 units and I utilized 10 pieces. Later on, I have only closing balance for 10 pieces. Same is applicable for all other components. You can also check 20, 10 and less करके 10. So this is our stock, and as I said, in my stock there is increased computer by 10 units for further sale process. So you can also check computer generated from production voucher. When you enter on that, it's showing you respective entry from which entry it will be generated. So that is production process. Now the user can go on sale and select party, select computer, and there is showing 10 units for current stock. 10 units in current stock. So I said I'm going to sell 2 units and sale price of 32,000. From where it will be calculated? It's picked. It's take up the sale value from item master. I'm already saved him. I'm already defined here that the sale price will be 32,000. So the two pieces will be 64,000, and after charge tax by 18% it will be 75,000 and save. So as you all see, that is the process of, this is the process of production generation. First we need to create bill of material from master's menu. Add, define your bill of material name, define your finished product, how much quantity you want to generate by this bill of material, and define your all raw materials and its quantity. And if there is any expenses, any labor charges, any customer cost charges, so you can mention in expense per unit field. Okay, so that is the composition of bill of material. Now what the next step? Next step is you need to add purchase of your raw materials. You need to add purchase for your raw materials. So all the raw materials you have purchased, now you want to convert this raw material into a finished product. So you need to go on production menu. You need to go on production, and there is an option. You need to select which one item you want to generate. I said I want to increase the stock for computer. And how much quantity? I said 10 pieces, sir. And what is the cost per unit? I said approximately 1200 rupees per unit. Okay, and busy will automatically calculate its raw material quantity as per bill of material composition, and automatically picked its cost price on the basis of its last purchase price, on the basis of its last purchase price. So the costing is 2,08,000 rupees, and final costing for finished product will be included your per unit expense also. So the cost is now 2,20,750. So it's the process of production. Now what's the next? The next is you need to just sale, modify, I said, and I am select computer and I want to sell 2 units. Saved it. So that is the process of bill of material. This is the process for production process in busy. Hope you all are able to understand the concept of bill of material in busy. Now what's the next? The next is, today we are covered we are see the configuration, feature and option, and general menu. So we are going to cover configuration, feature and option, and general menu. There is some major features. So there is some features which I want to aware with you. So first option is in general menu, maintain data checklist. What is the feature and what is the concept of this feature, maintain data checklist? So by using the feature maintain data checklist, a user can maintain or record the reports for by whom user created your vouchers, created your masters. Means if I want to track by who, if I want to track who is the person who is created masters or vouchers in my database. So I need to just enable it. Maintain data checklist. I said yes. You want to see the username who created, who modified, or who deleted the vouchers uh, to show in your current voucher. So I need to enable it. Show user details in voucher. I said yes. I'm enabled just two options. One is the maintain data checklist, and if I want to see the name of user in my vouchers or masters screen, so I need to enable show user details in voucher or master. I just save it. Okay. Now I'm going to log in the same company with second user. Let's suppose there is a user with the name of B. Right now I'm logged in with which user? I logged in with B user. So I'm just creating a sale entry. Let me enter the entry. I said I entered 2 pieces of Nokia. Okay, just save it. Now I want to see on which time, on which date, or who is the user who is created the voucher. So I again logged in with a user, means main user, and I'm going in a same voucher that is created by B user. So you can see that there is a details created by B users on which date 14/5/2020 at what time 11:39:35 a.m. Approved by, can anyone approved is anyone approved it? No, right, not right now, approved by B. So the uses of maintain data checklist, by the using of maintain data checklist, you can easily get the details of creation, modification, deletion of your vouchers, of your masters also. And when you double click on, it is showing you all the trail. Like as you can see, the action is add, means by which user added the voucher. So you can see there is a B user. Okay, so that is the concept of maintain data checklist. Same is applicable for your masters. Let me show you. We are going to again log in with another one user like C user. Now we are logged in with C user and going to create a masters. I am saying uh, and just saved it. Okay, now I want to see at which date, at which time the master has created. So I just logged in again with user A, master's account modify, and I said Softmatrix technology. And as you can see, created by C user on 14th May 2020 at 11:41 am. So the detail is captured. I hope you able to understand this feature. Maintain data checklist. Now, what is the next option? Next option is enable voucher auditing. Enable voucher auditing. As I briefed during our introduction in our first session, what is voucher auditing? Voucher auditing is a feature to give the rights, to give the provision to audit some vouchers. So you just enable it and configure. Now there is an option. You need to select which one type of vouchers you want to audit. You want to edit. I said sales voucher. In which series? I said, sir, all series. Who is the person who can approve, who can audit my vouchers, who can audit my transactions? I said the super user A and B user. B user is also authenticate. B user is also applicable, eligible to audit your transactions. So I configured it, okay, and same is configured for purchase vouchers, save. Okay. Now, if you want to see who is approved your voucher, who is approved your voucher, so you just enable it, show audit details in vouchers. Show audit details in vouchers option. Just save it. Now switch the user. I am logged in with user E. E for elephant. I am logged in with user and just creating a transaction. Okay, like suppose we added on 28/4 and party is Softmatrix technology and the master is computer. 3 units. Now at the financial year end, I want to check the all the transaction is correct or is there any mistake, clerical mistake in taxation or in HSN code. So how can we audit it? So we just enable the feature audit feature. Now as we configured who can audit our vouchers, B user or A user. So now we going in B user, logged in with B user. So there is an option checklist and masters, vouchers and masters approval. You have to come on display menu, checklist, vouchers and master approval report. You need to check your vouchers. Which one? To be approved means already approved vouchers to be approved. Approved vouchers means already approved vouchers and rejected for users or rejected by users. I said to be approved. Okay. Which type of vouchers you want to check? I said sales voucher. In which series? I said all. What is the date range? I said 14 to 28. As you see, there is a voucher 28,420 means our last entered vouchers. Okay, and the status is showing unapproved. So how we can approve it? We logged in with user B, who is eligible to approve it. Now there is an option, press F4 key to approve it. You just need to press F4, function 4, approved only or either approved with remark or rejected. You have a three options. If you want, if you see there is any mistake, there is any wrong information in your voucher, you also can reject the same. But if you see, if you checked all things is okay, so you just approve, or either you want to add any note or any narration with the approval, so you can use approved with remarks. Okay, transaction is okay, and just save it. Voucher has been approved, and now the status is voucher approved. So the process of voucher approval, as you see, first you need to enable feature from administration, configuration, feature and option from general menu. Administration, configuration, feature and option from general menu, and there is an option to enable it, enable voucher auditing, and configure who can approve your voucher, who can audit your vouchers. So you just enable it and just save it. Okay, so that's a feature for voucher approval. Now the next one is, if someone want to change the caption of your voucher type, if someone want to change the caption of your voucher type, like if you want to say not sales bill, it's a invoicing, it will be showing invoicing, or either purchase is your material in something you want to change here. So you need to configuration, feature and option, journal, and there is an option to change voucher type caption. Just enable it, configuration. Okay, and as I say, sales will be showing as delivery. You just change it, delivery. Purchase should be showing by the name of material received. Just save it and save. Now check the same vouchers. So we need to go on transactions, and as you see, sales is showing with the name of delivery and purchase is showing with the name of material received. So same as you also can change all your other vouchers captions. I am again repeating from where you can done it. You have to go on configuration, feature option, and general menu. There is an option change voucher type caption. You have to just enable it and configure that, and need to define your name for voucher. Otherwise, just click on load default, yes, and it will be automatically default configure. So those are the options which is very usable, which is very useful in from general menu for the users. Now we need, we are going on next option, which is accounts menu. Which is accounts menu. There is a lots of features which is usable or which is beneficial to all of us, to your users, to your client. So the first option is bill by bill details. What is the mean bill by bill and what is the concept of feature? Bill by bill means Let's suppose I said uh, I'm making a sales transactions continuously with a party. Okay, I'm making a sales transactions, multiple sales transactions with a party on routinely basis. Like if I'm say I'm creating a 2 or 3 invoices daily on a daily basis to a party on credit, not on payment basis, not on cash basis, on credit basis. Okay. Now after 1 week, the ledger balance of party is will be at 5 to 6 lakh. Let an example. The ledger balance is 5 lakh. To consolidate all bill amount, to consolidate all bill amount, uh, rather I define in verbally, rather I define in verbally, I thought I have to show you practically. Okay, so be on screen and focus on transactions. Recently we created a party that name is soft matrix. Okay, that is our data. So let me check first its ledger soft matrix. Is there any transaction exist or not? There is a transaction, so I just delete it to understand in better way. Okay, now the ledger is blank and no, there is no any opening balance, there is no any closing balance, so the balance is clear. Now going to sale add, first bill I generated 54 or party soft matrix technology. I sell him computer 2 pieces. Okay, first bill is this. Okay, next bill I am again creating on 84 for the same party soft matrix, and the product is this one. And next I'm creating on 10-4 party, still same soft matrix, and I sell him motherboard 4 pieces 7500. Okay, so as you all see, we generated 3 transactions. Let's check its ledger soft matrix 1st of April to 30th April. So there is a 3 invoices. One is 75,000, other is 1,71,000, and third one is 35,000. So the total value is 2,82,000 plus 20 rupees, which we need to receive from soft matrix technology. Now the party said his payment approximately, his make a payment to us approximately 1,05,000. Let me show you. We are going in a receipt voucher. Okay, and party credited like 1,50,000. It's okay. Now the question is 1,50,000 adjustment from adjustment from which one invoices, because there is a 3 invoices in his ledger. One is 75, 171, and 35,000. So party said, soft matrix party said to me, sir, just left my invoice number third, and first you need to adjust my invoice number second, which is created on 8th of April. Means he said I need to adjust its first invoice, second invoice, rather to adjustment on first basis or last basis. So by using the bill by bill, when you receive payment, you need to select method adjustment. Okay, on against which one reference, in which one invoice you want to adjust this amount, you just adjust it as per party instructed to us. We need to adjust against second number invoice. So just okay, and there is a bank account. So again check its ledger. Now the ledger balance remaining 1,32,020 rupees. Okay, and we adjusted this payment against 1,50,000 rupees against bill number 5. Now we need to a report, we need a summarized report. So let's go on a display menu, outstanding analysis, bills, receivable, and one account. So one account, select your Softmatrix party. There is an option which type of invoices you want to see, including clear, due bills, or pending bills. I said all including and clear. You want to see your adjustment details? I said yes sir, and just open it. As you see, there is a 3 invoices. Okay, as per its ledger also. One is fifth number, fourth, fifth, and sixth number. Now the total amount of second invoices is 1,71,100 rupees. But what is the pending amount now? The pending amount is 21,100 only. Why? Because we received a payment. We received a payment from party 1,50,000 against for the same bill, against for the same bill number 5. And the other one is, you can also check, 75,520 rupees is total amount and the pending amount is still same, and other is 35,400 and the pending amount is still same. So the usage of this feature bill by bill is very useful, very efficiently, very effective to provide a specific report, exactly report that the what is the pending amount and why it's showing like that, because we make a receipt voucher against this invoice. So that is the concept of bill by bill. So when you create a menu account master, you need to just take care that bill by bill feature is enabled or disabled. Enabled or disabled. Either is disabled, so you don't get any report for that party. You don't get any report for that party. You must need to enable it. You must need to take care that the feature is enabled. Okay, so that is your bill by bill feature. So hope the feature is clear to all of you. Now moving on, second feature, accounts, and there is an option, credit limits. What is mean by credit limit? Credit limit means you want to restrict to your parties, to your vendors, on a specific amount, on a specific date limit, on a specific day limit. In busy software we have provision to define credit limits, in two ways, by two methods. One is in the terms of days, and the other one is in the terms of amount. Let me explain. You just enable credit limits, save it. Okay, first we check on the day basis. So how we can define days in party master? You just need to modify your party, and if you enable bill by bill option, the option credit days for sale is automatically showing here. So you just need to mention your credit days. Let's suppose we said we give to 15 days grace period to Softmatrix party. Means up to 15 days there is no interest charged on his invoices, but after 15 days his invoices will be eligible to charge interest. Okay, so you just need to save it, and let me show you. Sales add, and we going to add on a 1st of May. Party is Softmatrix, and the product is computer one pieces. Okay, the date is 1st of May, party is Softmatrix, product is One Computer. Now, when you save, what is your due date for the bill? Due date for this bill. As you see, we give him 15 days grace period. So Busy will automatically calculate and adding grace period days in your due date. 1st May is the creation date of bill and the due date for this bill is 16th May. Just okay and save it. And what is the reflect effect of this due days? So when you open your outstanding report, bills receivable, okay. So there is an option. You want to see your only pending bills or you want to either see your due bills. I said due bills. On which date you are check this report? I said sir 15th May. As you able to see, there is no invoice which is I already created on 1st of May and report open date is up to 15th May. Why it's not showing? Because when I open this report, I'm instructed to Busy that I want to see only due bills. Okay, now the change you just need to change your date 16/5. Now you can check your 7th bill is on the screen because now it's due. Now it's due for payment. So one method for the credit limit is in the terms of days. I am again showing you in the party master. You just need to define your credit days for sale, credit days for purchase. On the basis of credit days, your due date will be decided on at voucher level, and on the same basis you can get your reports. Okay, now the second option is second method. As I said, credit limits can be defined in terms of money, terms of amount. So you just enable credit limit option, and when you modify any party master, you just get another one option, that is, do you want to define credit limit? Do you want to define credit limit? I said yes. For how much amount? I said sir 1,50,000 only. Okay, 1,50,000 only. Okay, just save it. Now just open its ledger and delete all the transaction to understand in better ways. Now the ledger is blank. Sale invoice, Softmatrix. Just check its ledger, Softmatrix. What is the ledger balance is 1,51,040 rupees. Okay, now again generate a sale invoice. Now when we create invoice for this party, okay, we already defined its credit limit up to 1,50,000. Okay, and now the invoice amount is 1,51,040 rupees. So what is the course of action? Busy will intimate you, Busy will restrict you to generate bill for this party because you fixed, you already fixed your credit limit is rupees 1,50,000. Would you like to continue? You have a choice. Okay, either you can also restrict to your sub user to create invoices against this party because its amount is crossed. So just say no and decrease its quantity or either price. Now you don't get any pop-up or any intimation because amount is less than 1,50,000. But when you create a next one invoice, busy again showing you like soft metrics, or as I said, hard disk, 3 pieces, 5 pieces. Okay. Now, because your credit limit is exceeding 1,50,000, but how it is possible? You also can check its ledger. What is the ledger balance is now 1,37 because it's less than its limit. But when we generate its third invoice, the limit crossed credit limit. So you just checked it or disable it. So this is the feature for credit limit. So as I show you, we can configure credit limit in two ways. One is terms of days and other in terms of money. So dear participants, as we covered bill by bill, credit limit and production process, now the time is taking a short break for 5 minutes. So now we're taking a short break for 5 minutes, and later on we came back after in just next 5 minutes. So you are requested to please rejoin our session after 5 minutes on 12:15. Okay, participants, break session is over. So you are requested to please rejoin our session so that we can continue. So let's move cover our next topics, which is target. The next feature.
Hello everyone. If you have any query related to about the following topics like credit limit, bill by bill details, and production part, bill of material, so you can discuss within the time period. Do you have any query related to about that? If anybody have query, then please unmute your mic and discuss your query. I think there is no query, so everybody has very well understand all these features. So we will start the next topic, targets. Mr. Vishal will continue the same. Now, Vishal, take over, please.
So the next feature is targets, and what is the role of target in a accounting software? So targets is defined to achieve a specific sales limit, a specific amount limit. By the using this feature, management can able to get a report or to get analyze his sales or is a specific performer, specific particular sales performer. So targets is a very useful feature in a sales segment. So just enable targets and let's see how to configure it and how to get a reports related to this feature. Just enable target and save it. Now came an option administration configuration, and there is an option target configuration. There is an option target configuration for which you want to configure target for sales or either for purchase. I said, sir, we are going to configure sales. Okay. So as you see, I am already created here so many targets, but to understand you, we just create a new one. Target 5. And as you can see, when you add a format target 5, there is so many options highlighted. Means first of all, you need to specify target to be for which you want to configure target. Okay, for your party, for your specific items, or for party group, or party group wise, or item group wise, or either you want to configure for both, means party plus item combination, party group plus item wise combination, or party plus item group wise combination. So there is a lots of combinations you can use these combination to configure your target as per your convenience, as per your requirements. So for the time being, to take up an example, we take up a party item wise. Okay, we say we said to configure party item wise. Now, what is the target periodicity? Means for how much time you want to configure target on the basis of monthly, on the quarterly basis, annually basis, or either on a specific date range basis. Specific date range basis. So I said, sir, monthly basis. I want to configure targets. What will be the target mode? What will be target mode on amount basis or either on quantity basis? I said, sir, on amount basis. Okay, but you also can configure on quantity basis. Now, how much you want and how much the number of slabs to for target configure? As you see, there is an indication maximum target up to 3. Maximum target is up to 3. Means you can define your 3 slabs for target maximum. Let us configure that. Define 3. Select party. For which party? Because we select the combination for party item wise. So first we need to select party. I said sir Ketan. Okay, my party name is Ketan. Is there any provision to be provide incentive when the Ketan is met his targets? Busy asking to you, in your business practice, is there any provision to provide or give incentive when Ketan achieved his targets? I said not right now, sir. Okay, further you can also configure in percentage, amount, or quantity basis. I just simply take an example. Party item wise, period on monthly basis, target mode is amount, and the utilize of maximum slabs, that is 3. Party is Ketan, and now you need to click on down arrow button. Down arrow button. Okay, now you need to select your products. Like as I said, if Karan, if I sell computer to Karan, if I sell computer to Ketan, first target limit. What is the first target limit? I said, sir, 1 lakh rupees. If I sell 1 lakh rupees computer to Ketan, my target one will be achieved. What is the next one? I said, sir, 1,70,000. And what is the last one target? I said, sir, 3 lakh rupees. Okay. So, same like that, you also can configure for your other products. Like I said, Nokia. What is the target? Like, sir, 65,000 and 125,000. Last one is 2 lakhs. Okay. So the configuration is like that. Now you need to save it. Okay, how is it working? We configure target for Ketan. Okay, so just select your party Ketan and sell him computer. I said 5 pieces, that is 1,60,000. Okay, and 10/4 I said again Ketan, and the product is now Nokia, 6 pieces, 15,000 per each. Okay, now from where you can get report your target? So you need to go, came on display menu, and there is an option MIS reports, and in a MIS reports there is an option target variance. Okay, so you just click on target variance sales and select your target. I said, sir, target 5. I want to see reports on the basis of target 5 configuration. I said target 5. Select account master range. You can see all account masters, means all your parties, or either specific one party. I said, sir, right now I am just want to see a specific party, but otherwise I have option to selected parties or group of parties also. What is the account name? If you say one party, so you need to define your party name. I said, sir, Ketan. What is the product master? I said, sir, all. Ketan is okay, but product is all. For which month you want to see your target variance report? I said, sir, April month. Just click on OK. So the report is on your screen. Party name is Ketan, for which we configured target. Product name is computer and Nokia. Okay. Target met. For the both items, we achieved target 1 because in a first amount is 1 lakh, and second amount is 65,000, and actual sales amount is 1,37,000, and second item for the Nokia, the sale amount is 77,000. How much amount we are exceeding selling? In Nokia segment, with Nokia item, we sell 12,000 rupees more to Ketan and 37,000 more to Ketan in the sale in computer item. Okay, so this is the basic report of your target variance. By the report, you can analyze how much you can plus or how much you can minus from your targets or from your targets achieved. And it's also reflecting, it's also showing how much amount you need to sell more to achieve your next target. As I said, my first target is 65,000, next target is 1,25,000. So to achieve 1,25,000, how much amount I need to sell more? The report is showing me, sir, you need to sell 47,744. Okay, so that is your target variance report. So that is your target. Okay, so now there is also a provision if you want to post incentive. Right now we don't configure incentive, but either your user or you configure incentive, so you can also post incentive voucher from their report on the basis of a single shortcut key, that is F4. You just need to press F4 and your incentive amount will be posted in the terms of journal entry to your users. So this is the target configuration, target feature, and this is the role for target. First of all, you need to enable it from accounts menu. Then you need to configure from configuration target for sales voucher, define a format, and select your combinations, your target mode, your slabs, your periodicity. Later on, you just need to make sales transactions. Okay. Later on, you need to just make transactions, and on the basis of your transactions, Busy will automatically calculate your target variance report, and you just need to go on display menu, MIS reports, target variance, and select your target for which party you want to see. So that is your target report. That's all your feature of target. Now the second one feature is, which one we covered in today's segment, is salesman and broker wise. Next feature is salesman and broker wise. It's also very useful or very demanded feature in Busy software. So let's see how it is configured and how it is used, and which type of reports we can get through using this feature. So I said just enable it, salesman. Okay, when you enable salesman, the next one window is open automatically. So you can also define your caption, means uh, by the name you want to see your salesman in your at the time of transaction, like salesman, broker, executive, kind of. And commission and brokerage, I said, sir, still I know don't need to change any caption. Next one is commission brokerage to be applied. Commission brokerage to be applied means uh, uh, commission brokerage to be applied, where the commission will be calculated at voucher level or item level. Salesman module working in a two mode, voucher level or item level. So where you want to calculate it on the basis of whole invoice and on the basis of individual item level. I said, sir, on the basis of invoice, whole invoice. Okay, right. Enable in sales where you want to calculate, where you want to enable salesman configuration in purchase or either in sales. I said, sir, sales. Okay. Specify pay default commission or brokerage. Do you want to calculate your commission calculation or just want to give a salesman name in your transactions only? Because some of the users want only to mention a salesman, not calculate their commission or brokerage. But some customers require the same to calculate commission or brokerage also. So for that, you need to enable commission and brokerage. Now, where you want to define the formula and the calculation for commission calculation or brokerage calculation, you have three options. You have three locations to define your formula. One is your salesman or broker masters. Okay. Other is one your party masters, and last one is your as specified below. When you clicked as specified below, it asks uh, in which mode you want to calculate your brokerage or commission. You want to calculate percentage basis or lump sum amount or either on main quantity basis. I said, sir, we define commission calculation formula in salesman broker master, not here. In commission salesman or broker master, not here. So just click OK. So that's the configuration for salesman module. Hope you can able to understand. Just press OK and save it. Now we need to go on masters and create salesman. You can see there is an option highlighted to create salesman. You need to create salesman. I'm already created two salesmen is there. One name is Aman, other name is Rohit. So you need to define name, specify default commission details. You need to say yes and define your mode of commission calculation. I said, sir, percentage. Okay. How the rate of percentage? I said, sir, 2%. Salesman account to be credited. In which account the incentive will be posted? So we need to create an account and give a account ledger here. So what is the configuration this ledger? You just need to create a ledger sundry creditor. Okay, because incentive is liability for a business, incentive is a liability for a customer to pay its vendor. So just give a ledger and save it. Next, how it is working? As you configured when you entered in sales, just select your party, like I said, Ketan. Select your product. Now, when you're going to save this voucher, Busy will ask specify salesman. You just say yes and define the salesman name for this transaction. Define a salesman name for this transaction. You said, sir, Rohit. Okay, no issue. And the further process is still same. You don't need to make any changes. One more transaction. I said Aman. Okay. Now the question is from where you can get the reports for salesman. So you just need to come on display menu, and there is a provision for commission calculation. Commission calculation. You just need to open this report. Now the question is You want to see only one salesman calculation, one salesman report, or either all salesmen? I said, sir, one salesman. You need to define your salesman name and just open it. So as you see, the same invoice is presented in this report. Total bill amount, to quantity, commission on sale, commission on sale. So this is the base for commission calculation. There is also mentioned how much the rate for commission calculation. As we configured 2% rate for commission calculation, so the 1000 rupees is 2% amount, for which it is amount not for bill amount, it is without taxable amount, without tax amount. Commission calculation will be done on your taxable amount. So there is also provision to post your commission voucher in Rohit ledger, to pass on your Rohit commission in Rohit ledger. So how can you do this? So you just need to press F4, means function 4 key, and as you see there is a window to post your general voucher, commission payable account. So automatically there is a posted a journal entry have been posted successfully. As you see, 1099 rupees all is posted in Rohit incentive ledger. Same is applicable for Aman also. At the time of calculation, commission calculation configuration in Aman ledger, we configured Aman will get commission in the mode of lump sum amount, means 25 rupees of each invoices. Either invoice amount will be anything, so he is getting 25 rupees. So just post F4 and it's a incentive payable voucher. And you can also check for our incentive ledger, that one. Okay, so this is your salesman report. Or either you want to see your sales through on the basis of a salesman. You can bifurcate your sales on the basis of your salesman. You can also done this. You just came on account books, count registered, sales registered, all sale type, all parties, and there is an option select salesman range. You just need to select one salesman or either all salesmen. I said one. Who is the salesman? I said Aman. I want to see sales which is done through only by Aman. So that is the invoices which is done by Aman. So that is your salesman feature. Hope you all are able to understand. You all cleared your concept about salesman. Now the last topic for today's is budget. Today's last topic is budget. So let's take a view. What is the use of budget and where we use budget feature? Budget means in every business organization, there is a provision or there is a practice to making budgets for their investments or for their expenses on the basis of their last year performance. Means if we say we are an organization and in a last financial year we incurred 1 lakh rupees expense for electricity charges. We incurred 1 lakh rupees for electricity charges. Now, on the basis of last year performance, we want to set, we want to define a budget limit for current financial year so that we can analyze in which month our budget is going exceeding and in which month we are our budget below the limit setting below the limits. So how can we configure it? So let's see. Just enable it budget, save. You don't need to go anywhere. Just modify your expense voucher. First of all, just remember budget is only configured for your expenses masters. For your expenses master, so you need to go account modify, and let me show you like advertisement and publicity expense. Okay, advertisement and publicity expense, modify account ledger, just save it, and it will automatically ask to you, want to define budgets for this ledger? I said yes. How much? So we have provision to configure budget on yearly basis, means for so for whole the year, how much amount we want to define as a budget, or on the basis of monthly. I said 1,20,000. You can see busy will automatically bifurcate in the terms of months on the basis of every month. Okay. Now just okay. You want to enable TDS TCS? I said right now no. Okay, and save. I'm again showing you when you modify your expense ledger, the busy automatically window is pop up. If you want to define yes, or you want to define budget annually, you just need to mention the amount, and busy will automatically bifurcate on the basis of months. Okay, and save. Just this is the only configuration for as budget configuration. Now the concept is transactions, payments, and add. When you incur any expense, or when you incurred any expense on budgets, so just select and I said advertisement publicity expense, and I said it's 11,500 for April month. 11,500 for April month. So there is a indication, there is a pop-up. You can see that budget limit, account advertisement and publicity is exceeding its monthly budget limit, because you are configured, you are already defined your budget limit for the month of April is 10,000, but in actual scenario it is 11,500. It's okay. I said yes, no issue. Now in the month of May, I said 15th May, advertisement and publicity, and I said expense amount is only 9,500. And you can see if your amount is below the limit of your budget, busy will not give any indication, busy will not give any pop-up to you. But whether when your amount, actual expense amount is exceeding your budget limit, busy will restrict you, busy will stop you and intimate you to about exceeding your budget limit. As you see, when we incurred 11,500, which is exceeding our amount, it's indicating us. Okay, now what is the report we get by using this feature? From where? So we need to came on MIS reports. There is the option display to MIS reports and MIS reports to budget variance. Okay, for which you want to see budget analysis report, all accounts or group of accounts or account groups. I said, sir, all accounts. Okay. Only those accounts which is cross budget limits or all accounts. I said all heads. From where to where? I said April to June for the first quarter. Okay. April to June. So as you see, advertisement and publicity, it's our leisure, it's our expense. Annual budget is we configured 1,20,000. Okay, and out of 1,20,000, 21,000 is incurred till yet. Till May, we incurred 21,000. But when we analyze on the basis of monthly basis, you can able to see we can define 10,000 rupees for April, but our budget is exceeding up to 11,500. So the variance is plus 15%. Our budget increased by 15% in the month of April. And same when we talk about the month of May, our budget limit is still same 10,000, but our actual expense limit is going down up to 9,500 only. So my budget was, our budget is going to negative 5%, means below the limit. So this is the only report which is help to a management to analyze its experience, its expenses report, experience trends, so that they can able to rectify, to understand, to analyze their expenses or their investments trends. So this is the only report regarding your budget feature. I am again repeating fastly. If someone missing, so please consider. We need to go on configure feature option accounts, and there's option budget. You just need to enable it and just save it. Now you need to modify your expense ledger like advertisement and publicity, and just save it. And there is an option to define budget. You just define monthly basis. You can also able to change it. You don't need to mention the same amount each and every month. You said like 15,000 in August and weather is 5,000 in November. But ultimately the concept is your annual budget and the total of your monthly budgets will both will be same, both will be equal if you want to get a proper or efficient report. So just okay and save it. Now just add your entries on the monthly basis or whether it's expense incurred, and then after you need to refer your reports from MIS reports, budget variance, all accounts, all heads, and from to. So this is your report for your management, for your organization. So dear participants, our today's topics has covered, I'm just repeating fastly, like bill by bill, credit limit, targets, salesman module, and budgets. These 5 features are covered in today's sessions. Also, we covered maintain data checklist, voucher auditing, and change voucher type caption. 5 plus 3, and the last one is we covered production process, like how we can define bill of material, how we can define the formula, the formulation for generation of finished product. Okay, so all of this, now the session is end from my side formally. Further, if you have any query regarding this session or your last session, so you can ask me freely, or you can also text me in chat box so that we can take up right here. So as I see, I thought there is no any query from anyone's side. It's okay, sir. Further, I'm also announcing that if you have any query regarding this session or apart from these sessions, you have also welcome on our channel support help desk. Contact on us. So for today's session, thank you so much for your valuable time and for your consideration. Thank you. So we will meet by tomorrow on same time to continue this session again.